Live from the Ball State News Center, this is NewsLink Indiana in high definition.
A body found on Muncie's east side has police searching for a suspect. Good evening, I'm Emerson Lehman.
And I'm Brianni Williams. Thank you for joining us. NewsLink Indiana's Brittany Ehrman is live in the newsroom with more on today's homicide investigation. Brittany?
Brianni, police responded to a call this morning at 3 a.m. that shots were fired near Main and Lincoln Street. A later call this morning resulted in the police finding a man's body in the front yard of the 1500 block of East Washington Street. The body of 26-year-old Scott Allen Gilliam was removed by the coroner this morning after it was found in front of a multiple-tenant rental at 1517 East Washington Street. The Delaware County coroner says the cause of death was a single gunshot wound to the head. Muncie police say a call of shots fired was reported around 3 a.m., but when police arrived, nothing was found. A call later that morning led them to Gilliam, who was found dead at the scene. David Lee says his cousin lives in the building and it has surveillance cameras, but explained the people living in the building have had problems in the past.
There's been a few people trying to rob me. I mean, people just jealous when they see people doing good, you know, and, you know, they don't have a lot. They just try to take away from people that, you know, that got stuff.
Police say this isn't the first time they've been called to this building, and they executed a drug raid 2 years ago. Emily Foltz is the next door neighbor and says when she heard about what happened, she immediately thought of the safety of her daughter.
I had my daughter with me. I was trying to take her to school, and an officer had to escort me and her down to her school instead of me driving her there. I want to get up and I want to leave just for her safety. So she's my baby. I love her dearly, so I don't want nothing happening to her.
And she also told me there has been a lot of traffic and suspicious activity next door since she's lived there. And at this time, police have no one in custody, and this is an ongoing investigation. Reporting live from the newsroom, Brittany Ehrman, back to you at the news desk.
Ball State is dealing with another child pornography case. Police arrested 34-year-old Brian Kobe last Thursday. Kobe was the coach of Ball State's club fencing team. He told police he was involved in the production of some of the images found in his child pornography collection. When asked about the situation, university spokesperson Joan Todd said, quote, "Kobe is not and never has been a Ball State employee. As I understand it, club sports participants choose their own coaches, and those coaches commonly are volunteers. The university isn't involved in that process." This is the fourth child pornography case in the last 6 months that has had ties to Ball State.
A World War II veteran was honored in Muncie today with an award 72 years in the making. NewsLink Indiana's Rachel Russell has the story.
The Purple Heart is awarded to members of the armed forces of the United States who are wounded by an instrument of war in the hands of an enemy. Today, 91-year-old Junior Eugene Howell received just that.
To be rewarded for a job you're supposed to be doing anyway, it's got.
After the ceremony, Hollowell took photos with people who attended. Captain Diamond from Indy presented Hollowell his award.
It's an absolute honor, and it's really indicative of who we are as Marines. We never forget our own. There's never a point in time where it's too late to recognize one of our own. So despite the fact that we're talking 50, 60 years later, it truly is an honor to be part of that today.
This is Rachel Russell, NewsLink Indiana.
Today's event was special. According to the county clerk, he says this may be the last time a World War II veteran is honored like this in Muncie.
Well, Brianni, I don't know about you, but I'm excited for the start of fall tomorrow. Some sweatshirt and jeans weather.
Me too, Emerson. I'm really hoping for some cooler weather this week.
Caleb, can we expect that for the weekend?
Unfortunately, guys, we're not going to have quite fall-like weather. Take a look at these high temperatures around the region, 88 here in Muncie, as they were in Indianapolis today. And that's because we're seeing this warm pocket of air over the central plains and into the Midwest, and that's going to hang around for the next several days. And that's what I'm going to be talking about here within the next half an hour. We're going to take a look at how long those warm temperatures are going to hang around, what we can expect for your next rain chance, and when we're going to see our next fall-like temperatures coming up later on in the show.
North Carolina leaders are asking for calm tonight after last night's violent protests. It's all following an officer-involved shooting that left one Charlotte man dead. More than a dozen police officers have been injured during the protests. Emily Schmidt has more.
Facebook Live captured the moment a Charlotte police shooting turned personal for a daughter learning her father was dead. Lyric Scott's grief and the community outrage turned to public protests at night and a day of explanation. Scott said her father was simply reading a book, but police say no book was found.
They said he had a gun. Somebody said he had a book. We need to do our own independent investigation.
The story is a little bit different as to how it's been portrayed so far, especially through social media.
Charlotte's police chief says Tuesday, officers searching for a suspect at an apartment complex saw someone else, Keith Scott, get out of a vehicle with a gun, then get back inside.
As the officers continued to yell at him to drop it, he stepped out, posing a threat to the officers, and Officer Brentley Vinson subsequently fired his weapon, striking the subject.
The chief says he can't say if Scott pointed his gun at police. At a news conference for the family, speakers say there's no justice.
So Scott sits here every day in his vehicle wanting to pick up his son and give him a hug. And yesterday his son could not get that hug.
Both Keith Scott and Officer Vinson are black. Police say Vinson was not wearing a body camera. Cameras did capture police reaction to protests turning violent. Charlotte's mayor says she is in contact with President Obama and continues. I'm Emily Schmidt reporting.
Charlotte Mayor Jennifer Roberts spoke to reporters today. She asked citizens of the city to remain united and give law enforcement time to get the correct information.
When we return, a new phone app has students buzzing on campus.
And find out where you can find a unique type of art in Muncie. This and more after the break.
Doesn't see race. Love is love.
So I've come up with a family emergency plan.
Great. What is it?
It's difficult to talk about, so I'm not telling you.
How will we know what to do?
You won't.
I'm so glad I won't have to remember anything.
And me too. Thanks for this, sweetie.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Visit ready.gov/kids for tips and information.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that! That's disgusting! Oh, poop already! You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
An app that started off at one college in North Carolina has now reached Ball State University, and it is giving students a new reason to stay focused. NewsLink Indiana's Connor Miller has the story.
What incentives do college students have for paying attention in class and staying off their phones? Besides the educational value, there is now an economic value. College students across the country can receive free or discounted items from local businesses for staying off their phones during class with the Pocket Points app. You simply have to download the app, lock your phone, and start accumulating points. Many businesses, including Chick-fil-A, Quiznos, Subway, Papa John's, and 7-Eleven, have already gotten on board. I met with Ball State junior and elementary education major Rebecca Foster to hear her thoughts about the app.
I absolutely love the Pocket Points app. I think it's a really great thing because I don't use my phone in class anyway, and so I get free food for it. I think it's great for college students because a lot of us can't afford to go out and buy meals every single day, especially if you live off campus like I do. So I don't use my phone in class, and then afterwards I can go to Greek's and get an order of free breadsticks for not using my phone while I'm on campus, which I think is really awesome.
I met with Greek's employee Adrienne Spar to hear her thoughts about how Pocket Points has affected the business.
When I'm working, there's at least like 10 or 11 that come in per shift. We ended up having to change it to like 25 a week because so many people were coming in.
From NewsLink, Indiana, I'm Connor Miller.
Pocket Points is planning to spread to more colleges and high schools as the year progresses.
Ball State hospitality and food management students are in their second week of their restaurant opening this semester. NewsLink Indiana's Jayla Washington has more.
Ball State hospitality and food management students are heating up the kitchen, prepping for their second week at their restaurant, Allegra.
It's a student-run restaurant. We manage, plan, we do everything.
I went with one of my friends and we got to sit down and they serve you and they make a menu.
William says it's hard to tell Allegra is student run.
Everyone was all dressed in the correct clothes, and you got a hostess that went and seated you. You had a server that came and checked on you all the time, and the food was really delicious.
Well, the food may be just that delicious because students get to the restaurant 3.5 hours early just to prep.
There's 2 managers every week that run the meal. They decide the recipes, they decide a schedule so we all know what we're doing.
Loudon says every week there's a different theme and a menu to go along with it.
Anything you can imagine, we're just making it from scratch.
Okay, now let me show you how it works.
Okay. It's high stress, I guess you would say, but it's really fun. It's enjoyable. We feed off each other's energy. If someone's stressed, we help them get calmed down or make jokes.
While what happens in the kitchen is Allegra's key to success, there's more to the restaurant. Out in the dining room, hosts and servers are making sure that everything is set just right.
It's just a nice little Ball State experience.
Hospitality and food management students say they plan for about 45 people per night. You can enjoy this experience for $15, and you could call Ball State's Family and Consumer Science Office to make reservations in advance.
Today, artists gathered at the Cornerstone Center for the Artists, but instead of art, their goal was to create atrocity. Technology coordinator Rebecca Parker organized this event, which first kicked off in May of 2016, with aims to think outside the box when it comes to community involvement. Anyone is able to come out and express their inner artist without the fear of judgment or pressure.
That art night started because I'm the technology coordinator for the Muncie Public Library and I run our maker spaces, and I wanted something really creative that people could come to the Maker Loft at Mering Hunt and do. And so I started looking at some sort of alternative and edgy program that larger libraries in bigger cities are doing. And I found Alt Plus Library in San Francisco, and they do a program called Bad Art Night. And I thought it was a really brilliant idea. The point behind Bad Art Night is essentially to give people an opportunity to completely freely express themselves, make whatever they want, just go crazy and not worry about whether it's good or whether other people are going to like it or whether it's a masterpiece. Just create and don't worry about it, and in fact try to make it bad, because that's where the fun is.
If you would like to try and channel your inner artist or create your own bad art, the next event will be Friday, October 7th at Kennedy Library on McGalley Road.
When we return, tomorrow is the first day of fall, but will it feel like fall weather?
Your full weather forecast is next.
Can you help me with this? My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
They're coming. Places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Don't wait. Communicate. Make your emergency plan today.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Well, Brianni, with warm temperatures expected for the next few days, I guess I'll have to keep the sweatshirts packed away.
And I'll definitely keep my shorts handy.
Let's take it to Caleb with weather.
Yeah, just to show you guys how hot we've been the past couple of days, take a look at our high temperature for today, 89 degrees. Take a look at that record, 89 degrees. We tied our record high today. And take a look at the shot down McKinley Avenue over the last 5 hours. Plenty of sunshine out there today. Current conditions, 72 degrees, clear skies. Winds are calm, but those dew points are relatively high. And that's going to be a little bit of a theme throughout these next couple of days. Current temperatures around the region, 72 here in Muncie, like I said, 78 still in Indianapolis, 67 down in Bloomington. Taking a look at our satellite radar situation, we're seeing this sort of low pressure system in the stationary front off to our northwest, providing some heavy showers and thunderstorms, even a few tornado warnings in northern Iowa. But that is not affecting us here. Clear skies, and that is because all of this high pressure is really sticking around, and anything that's coming into our area is being blocked off by that high temperature, and that is going to be that way for the next couple of days locally here. Clear skies throughout the area, and that's going to remain the theme during the evening hours. And our precision cast is bringing in a few high-level clouds overnight. Nothing really that menacing. Temperatures going to drop down to around 61 degrees. Clear and calm conditions for your overnight hours. And your bus stop forecast looks like this. When you drop off the kiddos at the bus stop, 8 a.m., we'll be at 61 degrees. Plenty of sunshine. 3 p.m. when you get them off of the bus, 83 degrees. A few clouds are going to build in, but it's not going to mean much to us. Our precision cast throughout the day tomorrow is bringing in some heavier cloud cover overnight on Thursday and into Friday morning. I don't really think we're going to see any of that tomorrow, or at least until later on in the evening. Temperatures, scorcher out there, 87 degrees for the first day of fall. Winds are still going to be calm, and I actually sort of suspect that we can have that air quality alert reissued for us in the area. Your travel forecast looks like this for Saturday. If you're headed down to Boca Raton, Florida to watch the Ball State Cardinals take on Florida Atlantic, 88 degrees for your high. There is a 50% chance of rain and thunderstorms during that time. Kickoff is at 6 p.m., so you might want to be wary of that if you're headed down that way. Our 7-day forecast, Thursday, Friday, plenty of sunshine. Temperatures are going to remain in the upper 80s, but Saturday and Sunday, a little bit of that cloud cover is going to hang around and build in during the weekend, but temperatures are going to drop a little bit. We have that PM shower chance on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Those are going to be the best chances for our precipitation. Temperatures are going to begin to drop through the 70s, but Wednesday, that sunshine returns, and we're going to have a high of 74 degrees.
Next in sports, Ball State football head coach Mike New talks about this week's opponent.
Plus a big night for high school volleyball teams. Stay tuned.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know wherever you are.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
You wanted to be a teacher when you were little, but things changed. Teaching didn't seem that cool anymore, so you decided to become something else. But what would your 12-year-old self say? Amazing things are happening in teaching, so it's time to put it back on your list. Don't try to convince yourself otherwise. You had it right the first time.
Good evening. Coming off a win against Eastern Kentucky, the Ball State football team has some momentum as they head down to Florida this weekend. It will be the first ever meeting between the Cardinals and the Owls of Florida Atlantic. FAU is 1-2 coming into this game. They defeated Southern Illinois in their home opener, but have lost their last two on the road at the hands of Miami and Kansas State. Despite the losing record, Ball State head coach Mike New says he's impressed with what he sees from Florida Atlantic on film, and he knows they will get the Owls' best shot.
This is a good football team. This is a talented team skill-wise. They got some athletes. They've got good pass rush. I mean, they've got some playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I know they're looking forward to erasing what just happened for them this past weekend against Kansas State. I know they're chomping at the bit to get back home. We're going to get their best effort. But I have a lot of respect. I played at Florida Atlantic when I was at Tulane. It's a great stadium. It's a good place to play. So we're going to have to beat our best.
Meanwhile, Ball State soccer kicks off MAC play Friday. The team is coming in with some momentum, having won 2 straight to finish up the non-conference slate. The Cardinals are now 6-2-1 on the season and look to continue their winning ways as conference play begins. Coach Craig Roberts says his team is ready physically for the long MAC season ahead, and he believes that they have what it takes to repeat as Mid-American Conference champions.
I think each of the teams that will play in the MAC, each of the games are going to be very physical, very demanding, and if you're not there to play the game and to contest the first and second ball, I think that you're going to have problems. But the girls are, been geared up to do that, and they're well equipped to compete with anybody within the MAC, whether it can be the first challenge or whether it can be the second. We know the importance of dealing with those situations.
Kickoff is scheduled for 5 p.m. Friday at Briner Sports Complex. Good luck, ladies. Meanwhile, Ball State women's volleyball opens up MAC play Friday, having won 4 of their last 5 games. Ben Shuren has more.
The Ball State women's volleyball team opens their conference schedule up this Friday as they host Central Michigan. They got off to a shaky start of the season, losing the first 9 games. However, Ball State is looking to carry some momentum into conference play, winning 4 of their last 5 games. With a new head coach, some new players, and a fresh new start to the season, the Ball State looks to turn around their season in conference play by becoming MAC contenders.
I think we're just getting more and more comfortable playing with one another. We've got a really young team, and volleyball is one of those sports that you can't just walk out there and everything starts clicking. It's something that requires timing. It requires a ton of reps. It requires just having that chemistry with one another, and I think we're starting to develop that.
We still want to get better. We're believing in the process. We're working hard every day because obviously, we're not the best yet. So we still have to continue getting better and working hard, and I think that's just what we focus on.
Number 4 ranked in 1A Cowan traveled to number 2 in 3A Yorktown tonight. Early in the second set, Cowan volleys it over, but Kenzie Knuckles is there to send it back where it came from. Later on, Bella Rosenthal sets up Jacksonville commit Kendall Murr, who puts it down. It was all Yorktown in this one. The Tigers win in straight sets.
Well, thank you very much, DeMarcus, and a lot of Ball State action this weekend. We will be sure to be cheering on the Cardinals.
Yep, you got volleyball Friday and soccer Friday, so you can get 2 games in Friday and be off to a good weekend.
Excellent.
Found out what pop star is showing particular interest in Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie's breakup.
Also, one of the Kardashian sisters is stirring up controversy. Next on our entertainment segment.
Thank you.
Got a king?
Go fish!
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self. And I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you, freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it. It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
The power couple Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie's breakup is still very much on people's mind, but one of the country's most beloved artists is showing particular interest. Adele dedicated her New York City concert on Tuesday at Madison Square Garden to the couple and even told fans she got emotional over the split. Adele says during the concert, quote, "It is the end of an era, so I'm dedicating my show to them tonight because honestly, I'm really, really sad." The divorce does not only involve Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt, but also their 6 children who Jolie has requested full custody of. The Charles W. Brown Planetarium is offering the opportunity for students to take a journey through space and experience the might of the moons. Find out how volcanoes, glaciers, even ice-covered oceans reveal the history and workings of our solar system. The shows are going on all weekend and start at 6:30 p.m. Controversy is going down this week with Kendall Jenner and her new Vogue ballet photo shoot. The dance community is outraged with the shoot because Kendall is wearing point shoes, which dancers say is not only dangerous, but disrespectful. Even Dance Mom star Abby Lee Miller spoke out against the shoot, saying her now deleted Instagram post, quote, "There are so many amazing dancers in the world. Kendall Jenner is not one of them." One tweet by Lil A. Gabrielle says, quote, "She's not even in point. This is a disgrace to the ballet world. I love watching your show, but at least take a ballet lesson for you before you pose for ballet shoes in Vogue." Although many dancers are lashing out about the shoot, some still stand by Kendall and say people are overreacting. Reporting live from the newsroom, I'm Sammy Pankel. Back to you at the desk.
Thank you, Sammy. And Caleb, can we get one final look at the weather?
Yeah, so those warm temperatures are going to hang around throughout Thursday and Friday. First day of fall is going to be 87 degrees for your weekend. Clouds are going to return with a PM chance for some rain showers on Sunday. Monday and Tuesday, we've got a 60 and 50% chance of rain and thunderstorms respectively, with a high of 76 and 70. And on Wednesday, sunshine returns behind some cloud cover throughout the day, and we'll be at a high of 74 degrees.
Excellent. Sounds good to me, Caleb.
Yep.
Well, that's all for tonight on NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to watch tomorrow night at 9 p.m. right here on Cardinal Vision.
And be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Have a good night.